Yo, what's good? It's your man, 100 grand, Ross with the Rock Never Stops. The Detroit Pistons lose again to the Utah Jazz. Twice so far to the Jazz. I think I just have to dive into this. Detroit needs to figure out who the hell they are, what their team is going to be about. What are they really trying to accomplish? And the reason why I asked that is because I did a video a while ago and I said, it was at the beginning of the season, before things got as bad as they did. But I said, you know what? I can appreciate that they had a defensive focus, that they were almost like calling upon that old regime of Detroit bad boys, Detroit, Chauncey Billups, Rip Hamilton, Ben Wallace. I mean, they were just like, yo, we're going to be physical. We're going to play hard night in and night out. And we're going to beat you up on the defensive end. And you're going to have to endure us defensively in order to beat us. And if you can, you can. And along the way, we're going to try to get our offense good enough. Well, somewhere along the lines, injuries started happening. I think it started with Jalen Duren. And then it went to, other guys. They were waiting on guys like Bojan Bogdanovic to come back. And, they didn't quite have the full regimen of players. Alec Burks was in and out of the lineup, and they were still figuring out all the turnovers and things like that. And they thought they made the right adjustment with Killian Hayes. I wasn't mad at it. If you watch those videos, you understood I wasn't mad at it. I didn't think Jaden Ivey was ready, but I've kind of turned the page there. But now today, this team seems to have flipped and done a 180. Now they don't seem to care about defense. And when I say they don't care about defense, it's not about effort. It's probably not even about schemes. It's about making sure they have the right people in place in order to perform at the defensive level that's needed. Okay, I get Jaden Ivey is an offensive force, and he's needed alongside of Cade Cunningham. I get that now. I can see it. I can accept it. But starting Isaiah Livers over Ausar Thompson makes absolutely no sense. Absolutely no sense. When we're talking about playing the guys that you are invested in the most in order to allow them to get the minutes together, because if you're losing, then why not lose and give the developmental opportunity to those who have the brightest future with this team, right? That was a part of the argument for Jaden Ivey. And then somewhere along the lines, you bring Ausar Thompson from the starting lineup to the bench. And at the time, I kind of understood because I think Ausar was kind of getting in his own head a little bit because he was given so much energy defensively. He was almost overplaying, too overzealous on defense. He was getting all this praise for his defensive acumen. And then all of a sudden, those number one options started to kind of be aware of him, stopped taking him for granted, started preparing for him. And then he kind of got caught up, kind of making the same mistakes and at times compounding it. And I totally understood that. I got it. But then when Isaiah Stewart went down, I think we all already agreed that Isaiah Stewart is best as a backup center, right? He might be out the door anyways by this trade deadline because James Wiseman seems like he's continuing to come along and has a higher ceiling. Even though I think Isaiah Stewart is a great culture setter and I love him for the Detroit Pistons, they're going to figure that out. That's the other video if they need to trim the fat. If you watched it, you understand where I'm going with that. But to start Isaiah Livers. Now, I get it. Isaiah Livers is going into free agency. You're going to have to make a decision on him. But let's be clear. Neither Cade Cunningham or Jaden Ivey can play a lick of defense. I'm not talking about gambling in passing lanes, right, a la Allen Iverson back in the day. I'm talking about positionally, moving their feet, locking guys down, not just on the ball, but also off the ball, being in the right position, and sliding over and helping and recovering, right? Communication, understanding a switch, when to hedge, being able to be a switchable defender, all those different things that go into being a high-level defensive player. Neither Cade Cunningham or Jaden Ivey is that guy. We know that, which means your perimeter defense is going to be shit. We understand that. And then to not have Isaiah Stewart's physicality, to not have that length, okay, you still got Duren. But Duren is a sophomore in year 2. You got to have minimal expectations for him, especially defensively, figuring those things out. So now you have to decide what you're going to do at the forward positions. Okay, Bojan Bogdanovic, you need his scoring, you need his defense. Okay, we've accepted that. But Isaiah Livers is your option over Ausar Thompson. You're still losing, and you're focusing on giving Isaiah Livers 36 and a half minutes. 36 and a half minutes. That does not make any sense to me. Does he provide the high-level defense that you need to cover for Cade Cunningham and Jaden Ivey? Hell no. To cover for Bojan Bogdanovic? Nope. To have somebody on the perimeter who can fly around and make plays. You don't have anybody who can be that guy. Jaden Ivey tries at times. I totally get that. But there's a difference between being that guy and trying to fill that guy's shoes. Jaden Ivey is trying to fill that guy's shoes. He has never been known and probably never will be known as a defensive stopper, a high-level elite defense. He's not going to make any all-defensive teams. He doesn't have the court awareness or the communication skills or the physicality, the size, the positional size to really be that. And neither will Isaiah Livers or Bojan Bogdanovic. And, he's at the tail end of his career, so we know. And neither is Cade. So now you're switching from a team that used to be about defense at the beginning. But then things got too bad and too many injuries, and Killian went down for a little bit, got sick and stuff like that. And you moved Jaden Ivey in. Okay, I got it. Now Isaiah Stewart's going down, Duren's going down. And through all the mix and matching and substituting and guys moving around, all of a sudden, it's like defense does not matter. And this is what frustrates me, because you don't win without defense. You just gave up 154 points to the Utah Jazz. And you only played Ausar Thompson 11 minutes. And Isaiah Livers got 36 and a half. What is the direction that you're going in? What is this team about? What is the culture? It sure isn't taking care of the ball and execution. Yeah, your offense looks a whole lot better. I mean, you put up 148 points even with overtime. That's great by any standard. You shot 54%, 53% from the field, 46% from three. And you gave up 154 points to the Utah Jazz. Not OKC, not Indiana, not Boston, not even the Warriors. You gave up 154 to the Utah Jazz. This I don't understand. But as always, I want to know what you all think. Do you all understand it? Am I just missing it? Am I off? Get at me in the comment section. If you enjoyed it, like, subscribe, hit the bell for notifications, and I'm out. Peace.